Hello there and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 7. Today I'm doing another race build, this time taking a look at a fairly sensible car. In fact, I'm taking a look at the Subaru BRZ because I was looking through the Forza 7 car list. I was actually updating my Forza Top Gear laps form for all the cars that I've got left to use, and I sort of saw the Subaru BRZ and then was like, I don't think I've actually ever built one of these to go racing with, so I figured I'd have a go with one, try and build a relatively sensible B-class car and see what happens. Anyways, you might notice this car isn't completely stuck. I have already chosen some wheels because you don't want to see me choose wheels, and also paint the wheels, so yeah. Now, one quick thing that is worth pointing out is you can put a wide body kit on this car. It's the, I don't know what kit this is actually, I've completely forgot. Yeah, you can put this kit on here, you'll get bigger tyre whips, but it looks hideous, so we won't go with that. What we will go with, however, is one of these engine swaps. Now, you can put in a 4.5 litre V8, 6.2 litre V8, LS, not LS, 2.6 litre inline 6 twin turbo, or the one I'm interested in. I'm going to go for the 2.5 litre flat 4, because that basically gives us instant STI power. It does mean in terms of engine, I'm not actually really going to be able to do much with this vehicle, but I think it is worth the trade-off. Right, we will have tyres. Don't want full race tyres on a B-class car. We'll come back to that actually. Tyre widths, 255s on the front. I'm assuming it's going to be roughly the same in back. Oh, 295s on the rear. Wow, okay. Not huge tyres, but huge enough. Right, with that on, we will go with the street tyres because I do want some more PI to play with. This car, of course, many aftermarket things you can do to it, which are various degrees of, my god, that's a Toyota Celica bumper. I think we're just going to stick with the standard Forza Aero because it will actually help us get some PI out of the car as well as improve our handling. God, some of these wings are bad. We'll just have the Forza wing. Again, it doesn't look particularly good, but I might use it to sort of reduce the PI out of the vehicle. That last one isn't too terrible. Nah. I'm just trying to look, because, you know, these do actually have some benefit. They sort of have drag reduction benefits, which might help us. I hate that HUD, so I guess we'll have none of that stuff. Alright. We are going to want brakes. This car is light by default, so we shouldn't realistically need any weight reduction or anything like that. So I think we'll just leave it as is. Although I'm going to get every single handling part on this vehicle that I can. Gonna try and make this as customizable as possible. It might actually go with the roll cage to chuck some PI out. Again, it's sort of trying to save PI on various bits. This car's light enough. While it probably doesn't need the chassis rigidity, again, sort of using that to reduce some PI. Now, gearbox. This is going to be the interesting one. It does shoot up the PI a fair bit. I don't know whether to risk it for a chocolate biscuit and stick with the standard 6-speed, I'm assuming. This car might be okay on its stock gearbox, so we might just go with that. Right. Now, power-wise, what can we do? 355 horsepower with the sport cams. That works for me. I'll just go straight for that. Now, exhaust would reduce some weight out of the car. It doesn't actually reduce all that much weight in this vehicle. And upgrading the turbo, that would actually give us a fair bit of power. But no, we will go for 599 PI. Can't chuck in a clutch. Can we chuck? Okay, so we can get that in. I'm going to try sticking the flywheel in, see what that does. Right. That puts us up to B600. And if we stick the driveline in... Okay. It doesn't reduce quite as much weight, but whatever, we'll go with it. So there you go. B600, 355 horsepower, 2,858 pounds of weight. Front weight distribution, not quite 50-50, which is this car is famous for, but I do believe that might actually be because... Oh no, standard weight distribution with the standard engine's 55%. This engine actually doesn't... Interestingly enough, this car comes with a 2-litre boxy unit, naturally aspirated, and apparently the turbo unit is actually slightly lighter, which is a bit weird. Anyways, that is the build. What does the thing reckon? 4.4 seconds to 60, 171 miles per hour top speed. That's not too bad. Right. We're going to drive into the tuning menu, see if I want to change anything on this vehicle. Yeah, those gear ratios will fine. 6 seems to be an overdrive gear, but if we drive this correctly, we shouldn't actually need to use the overdrive gear. Now, I think rear end wise this car should be okay, so I'm going to reduce some of that off and get some more straight line speed. Actually, do we get any more straight line speed from that, or is it gear limited? Okay, yeah, we do get a little bit more, so sod it. We'll go 120 on there and 80 on the front, because the 80 shouldn't be... The thing I've learned is rear aero really is the biggest damaging factor when it comes to straight line speed, so you can actually usually get away with having the front aero be a bit harder on the car. Now that sounds a bit strange considering the front of the car is actually what's impacting the air, but there you go. Yeah, 120 miles an hour should be fine. Differential wise, I'm going to dampen it a bit. We'll put it to... Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. 45. We'll go 45, 45. Solid. Okay, so we're now 4.5 seconds to 60 and 172 miles per hour. And here is the breakdown in the garage. 335 horsepower, 301 foot-pound of torque, 2,858 pounds of weight, 55% weight distribution, B-class, 600 front-engined rear-wheel drive. Let's go see how our BRZ gets on. Alrighty, we are on grid with our Subaru BRZ B-Class build, and we are at the Alps, which is a place where I've never taken one of my car builds before, and also, to make this a little bit harder on the BRZ, to find out how much of an actually good car I have built, we are going for this race against A-Class cars. And they're on Pro difficulty. Now, Pro is basically... I decided to put them on Pro because Unbeatable, if you do not know, essentially gives their cars buffs. They get performance buffs. So, yeah, probably best to stick to just this difficulty. Also, fun fact, this track, the Alps, pretty much the only place where you can really get away with running a 24-car grid because they don't all get scared. They are getting a little bit scared through this corner, but... ignoring that, yes, we are on the move. The reason I've chosen the Alps is because it's one of the hardest places to really build a car for, especially in the lower class, because you need a good amount of straight line speed, because there is a fair amount of straight line speed sections of this course. However, you also need a lot of handling, because a lot of the turns here are fast sweeping turns, which... yeah, does pose a bit of an issue. Now, technically our BRZ should be more inclined to the cornering than the overall straight line speed. I mean, my overall straight line speed is 172 miles an hour. And that Aston Martin can do well over 200, as can the Jag. As can maybe the TVR. I don't actually know what the top line speed of that TVR is. That old 911 probably can't, but yeah. So this one should be rather interesting. I've got something waggling around my arse, which is a F-type. Right, this should be the place where I make up the most positions if I can get around people. Get up the outside of this TVR, take him around this corner. This corner, most of the AI should get a little bit scared. I should be a little bit scared, understeering a little bit of understeer in the BRZ, but it seems so far to be a, well, pretty much as I'd expect it to be, a really solid vehicle to drive. Braking, not quite as good as maybe I'd want it, but it is still decent enough. Ooh, lose a little bit of rear end traction, but not a whole lot, and that's sort of what I was trying to go for with this car. I'm trying to go for more of a neutral handling car. Usually I do much prefer understeer to oversteer. That's just how I like my cars to drive, but a little bit of oversteer. I mean, in the case of this, where the rear end sort of just drifts out a little bit, isn't too bad. That's another corner we will make time up on. Straight line speed wise, yeah, I am losing out a little bit to these cars, but not by about as much as I was expecting. Can we get the old 911? Not quite, although we might be able to through here. There we go, got the old 911. the GT2, my favourite of the 911, is going to give us a little bit more trouble. He's gone back round, but I'm going to cut up the inside, and I might even get this other 911 in this corner. Look at that. I just have a lot of grip, actually. Again, really surprised with the amount of grip I do have. I was expecting this to be grippy, not quite that grippy. Mercedes is slow for some reason. Mercedes is also very battered, not actually sure what's happened to him. We're going to make a little bit of contact. We have taken the 993 GT2. Trying to look for a way past this Mercedes. Probably going to have to wait for the windies. Might have been able to get him on the inside there if I'd thought about it a bit longer. Right. As we come up the hill once again. This is probably where we'll lose it. Yeah, we are losing so much speed up that hill. Just because everything around me has way more power than I do. This Mercedes in front of me pretty much has double my horsepower. Oop. So, or at least 200 more than I do, so. Right. No real way to get around him. Up the inside, maybe. Oop. Nah, not quite. I don't have this. That's the one issue. I do think this car is fairly well balanced for the Alps, but even still, I just don't quite have the straight line speed that I would kind of want. Because the Mercedes is also four-wheel drive, so handling-wise, he should be pretty good. Of course, we weigh probably about 1,000 and so pounds less than that Mercedes does, though. So, alright, push her through. A little bit of understeer through that corner, but it gets through this next corner quite nicely. With a bit of a lift off, a little bit of a brake. Alright. It really is, through the corners, I am making up time. I am making up a lot of time. Gearing is pretty much perfect. Apparently sticking with a stock gearbox was a good building idea. Usually I'm so used to swapping gearboxes and used to it being a necessity because I build sort of older cars, but in this one it doesn't seem to be bad. A bunch of cars bunched up, we can grab a ton of positions there, but we're going to lose them all on the straight. Infiniti El Rouge and Porsche Panamera having a battle. That would be a good showdown I'd like to see. I bet the El Rouge has way better cornering than the Panamera. Panamera might be slightly quicker in a straight line, although the Panamera is going to try screwing over the El Rouge a little bit as they come into this corner, try not to drift wide. Alright. I could actually take this build online. That was sort of one thing I was maybe going to do, but I can't bother to check what the hoppers are. And I don't really race online anyway, because online racing in a racing game, that always ends well. Oop, Mercedes is being chucked, apparently. The AI is not having fun with that Mercedes, apparently. Ooh. Ooh. We have a good run. Sorry, Porsche. A little bit grinding on his inside, but that was a really nice run, actually. Up there, impressed with that. Yeah. I reckon around a small track, this thing would be absolutely orgasmic. Because it does have just enough power to pull itself out of an issue. I do think swapping the STI engine in was a good idea. Admittedly, it does take some of the fun away. I know a lot of people like to really tweak and tinker with the engines, but I mean, the STI engine is pretty much a built engine right there, and that gives this car pretty much all it realistically would need. Gonna get the Jag, gonna lean on him a little bit, but we are gonna get the Jag. Alright, as we come up towards the top three, this should be a bit more challenging. We've got a GT350R in front of us, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the best handling American car that doesn't have an ACR badge on it. And clearly isn't the Neon SRT4. Ooh, we did get him though. And now we've got the Vanquish and an RS6 Avant. Oop, gonna go a little bit sideways coming out that corner. Of course, we aren't going to have the speed of these two, but we are certainly going to have the handling over the RS6. I can tell you that much, because the RS6 sucks to drive. Vanquish not too bad, but his weight should actually prove a little bit difficult to really counter on these corners. Ooh, getting very close to that barrier there. I think I just nipped it, but yeah. Mind you, these two battling is going to slow both of them down. I think I've got enough speed or enough room on the Shelby. Right, going through my favourite overtaking spot. Audi is getting some serious air over there. Audi, I'm gonna get. Can I get the Aston as well? Ooh, He's going to try and brake check me a little bit. Can I go around the outside? Not quite. Don't quite have the turning. And he's sort of on my line when I needed him not to be, which is going to let the Audi, or allow the Audi to pass as we come on to the final lap of this course. Not quite our fastest lap, but well, none of these laps are clean because the AI are twats. Ooh, I'm going to lean on the RS6 a little bit again. I'm trying to have a relatively clean race here. Usually I don't care all that too much, but I'm genuinely curious to see what the performance of the BRZ is actually like. Can we get the Aston in our favourite overtaking spot? Try to go up the inside of him, and it is going to stick. This car has so much grip, it is so nice through the corners. Right, well, we did make it stick. The Aston is going to try and come back on us. We are going to try and take the... I said try and take the shallow line through here. It is going to work. The Aston's slowed down. We're going to get a lot of smoke on the way out. But again, it's nothing too bad. It just grips. It's so nice. It is so nice through the corners. Like the initial turning grip. It's not too violent like it is in some cars that it really follows you off. I'm thinking sort of more you like track cars. Even that Lotus Elise, which... Actually, I can't talk about that. That won't have gone up by the time you see this. Yeah, this car just has so much grip. It's so nice through the corners. This car sort of encapsulates why I do really like the Alps course, because it's just such a nice flowing course to drive on. It's hard to build a car for here, but if you can get everything right, or you're driving like an LMP car or something around here, this track is huge amounts of fun. It is a really good track, and of course the shot and layouts are also pretty darn good. As we come around the final corner, I've got a fair amount of distance on every other person in this pack. Gonna go a little bit onto that cobbly bit or whatever it is. Can we get an under 2 minute lap time? That is the question. 158.568. Yeah, BRZ turns out to be pretty good. I would imagine if I was to redo it, if I knew I was definitely going to go Alps, I probably would have got rid of the Era, but then again, this is supposed to be a balanced build. Sort of made for taking on tracks like that, so yeah, you know, it's meant to be an all-encapsulating, good for everything, master of nothing build, almost, with the BRZ, but I am definitely happy with the way that one has turned out. That might be one of the nicest driving cars I've actually built for one of these yet. Anyways, I'm assuming we're going to get a level up. Some people like to see level up, so sod it, I'll show it off. Keep trying to give me that damn Audi R18. I'm not interested in any of the LMP cars. All I want to do is finish my collection of the actual road cars, because I don't really care about the race cars, because I don't need them. Excuse me. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you all very much as always. If you would like to see certain race builds and me build cars and so on and so forth, you can do so. Simply post down below in the comment section and I will endeavour to do so. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.